guys, how's it going? I thought I'd give an update. Something I probably didn't touch on last time, but I probably should have is what exactly is going on with the coronavirus and everything. Um, Basically, so as it's it's here in the United States now. It's spreading around. People are trying to get on top of it and prevent the spread of coronavirus, and it's affecting pretty much everyone now. Everything's shutting down. Um, in most states you can't even gather, have any gatherings of people above 10 people. um, Last night I actually went to a Love's. I went to Love's. I was hungry, so I got some Arby's. Walked into the Arby's and everything was closed up, TV's off and everything. And so I asked him, well, I yelled back behind the counter. I was like, hey, are you guys open? Dude, scrambles out and he's like surprised to see anyone there. And he goes, are you looking for food? I said, yeah, I'm looking for food. Are you guys open? And he goes, yeah, no, I'm sorry, it's just been a slow night. And so I said, no, it's okay, I understand. It's like 4 in the morning. You probably don't have that many customers. He said, oh well, that and the new safety standards that we're going through right now. I said, well, what's going on with you guys? He said, due to the coronavirus, we're closing up the whole lobby area. Nobody can really sit in here. You can just kind of wait for your food and then take off. And that's basically like they're reducing their staff. There was just one cook, one guy there, one cashier, and no chairs or anything. Basically, just wait for your food. You go inside your order, and then you take off. And I think they're reducing the staff for most of the Loves. I'm not sure about Flying J or anything, but it seems like now even the truck stops are kind of reacting to it, and there might be some issues here. So this is something that you might want to anticipate if you're thinking about getting into trucking right now. My channel is primarily focused upon those of you who are interested in trucking but not quite experienced, or even just new truck drivers, under a year. So this is something that you might want to think about, as this coronavirus thing kind of affects everything from the economy to, etiquette. A lot of truckers right now are kind of keeping their space from each other. Everybody's already bought their water and their toilet paper and all that other shit. So people are going crazy, you know how it is, and we're just trying to keep it going. I even bought some stuff just in case something happens. I have like a week supply of Soylent, which is basically just like it's like a meal replacement thing, but I mean it's not too bad. It doesn't taste too bad. So if I could, if I needed to, if I got sick or something, I had to quarantine myself, I have some Soylent. And other than that, I'd probably just order some DoorDash and tell them drop it at the door and run away because I'm infected. So that's where we're at the moment. Trucking's it's getting interesting. I talked to my manager and I said, what's going on with protocol? Are we changing anything so far? I haven't heard about any drivers getting infected. Neither has my manager. I haven't heard about any Swift drivers testing positive yet, but I mean it's coming here in the coming weeks. I mean, there's only so many days that you can have over 1,000 drivers in one of the largest fleets in the company, doing their thing, making deliveries, talking to people, going to truck stops, and then not getting infected. So that's something that's probably going to happen, and the company will deal with it. And that kind of case will set the standard for what happens when more drivers get infected. So another thing I talked about last time that might change is mentoring. Right now mentoring hasn't been changed at all, but that's kind of a weird ground now, because with all the social distancing that people are advising, being in a truck with somebody for a month is basically, you don't know if they're infected, they don't know if you're infected, you're going to be right next to each other for a month. So that's another one that's just kind of like, oh, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, I mean, this coronavirus is kind of messing up everything I had planned for the summer. It's kind of like everybody's worried about that. It might change how the trucking industry operates for a good while, along with everybody else. Even truckers are affected. Everybody's freaking out. The major change are changing the way that they're doing business now. pretty soon here, with like the fountain drinks and everything, they're not allowing you to bring in outside cups. You have to get a cup from inside Denny's or Flying J or Love's or something. You can only do that. It's going to be weird to see how the Denny's and all the other restaurants react now that occupancy is reduced in these buildings to half or less sometimes. So it's like how many people are going to be able to go inside and eat. They might reduce it down to just you make an order, they make it for you, and then they give you a to-go box and you got to go. So it's going to be kind of weird. It's going to be interesting here in the next couple of weeks. Just got to kind of keep your eyes out. Anticipate these things if you're a truck driver. Just be careful. Wash your hands. That's the main thing. I mean, you should be washing your hands pretty often anyways. This is definitely an occupation where your hands get dirty a lot. I mean, you're touching trailers, you're touching grease and fuel, and you're pre-tripping every day, so you might get some oil on your hands. I mean, this is just a job where you're touching things. You should be washing your hands. People are kind of dirty. Not every trucker showers, so you got to be careful with these people. But as long as you're the kind of person that doesn't like being dirty, you don't like to socialize with people like that anyways, and you should be good to go. But just, this is an occupation where you're going to be touching a lot of stuff. You're going to be traveling a lot. You're going to be dealing with people that you've never seen before. So if anybody's infected, there's nothing to stop somebody from, going home because they're sick and they live cross country, or, there's a lot of college students right now traveling because they need to go home because school is closed. So there's nothing to stop a college student from going to a Love's, ordering some Arby's, touching the counters and stuff, and then you come in 15 minutes later and you never had a chance to know about that stuff. So, don't let this mess up your health. Don't let this mess up your money, your checks. Just take the time, buy some supplies, nothing, don't go crazy. Buy some supplies, keep an eye out and just remain vigilant. And expect these things to happen, and keep an eye on the industry as a whole. I'll update you guys if anything happens with Swift, or if they decide to shut down trucking for a while, which would be weird. That's like the thing. Everybody's basically being resupplied right now. Everybody who's buying toilet paper is just running these truckers ragged. I heard a story about a Swift driver at the Los Alamos Walmart distribution center. He's running the Walmart account. Basically, they're running them wild right now. They're getting as many hours out of those drivers as they can because people are buying up so many Walmart supplies that they're just running around the clock trying to refill these places. So we'll see how that goes. I can't imagine a world where they send OTR truckers home, or tell us not to work for an indeterminate amount of time. So we're kind of more at risk than anybody else because we don't get off time. So we'll see how this goes. I'll let you guys know if any protocols come up, or if there's like a standard procedure for what they want us to do, just so you know a little bit more about what you might be getting into. But again, everybody stay safe, stay clean, wash your hands. Let me know if you guys have any other questions, and I'll answer what I can, okay? Peace.